Let me just introduce myself while other people start hopping on. My name is Uniris Estevez, and I have been a coach for this November, it will be 4 years. And when I started as a coach, I was a full-time teacher. I was a second grade teacher I have 2 children, a husband, and I lived in suburban Connecticut. I taught in a magnet school Spanish studies to English speakers, and the focus was international studies. And I worked with uppity people who were very demanding. And although I've had good experiences teaching, I have about 12 years of experience, I felt that hi guys, as you're joining, Ane, Maria, and Marlon, and Maria, I'm very passionate about what I do, and I love teaching, and I loved being surrounded by children, and that has been what I've always done. But unfortunately, the system works against situations, and it kind of felt draining, and my passion for teaching became a frustration. So I hated going to work, and I really wanted to do something, but I didn't know what to do. So hey guys, it says no sound. Can you hear me? Give me thumbs up or heart if you can hear me. See? Okay, so Marlon can hear me. All right, maybe fix your sound. It's hard when you go live because then the comments can throw you off. So either way, so I started to get frustrated and overwhelmed at work, feeling as though I was doing a lot of things to help my students, and things then were being backtracked from the district, so my hands were tied, and I felt like there was nothing I was going to do to fix the world. And at the end of the day, the reason why I went for teaching was because I wanted to change the life of one child. I wanted to change the world one child at a time, and the system made it impossible. Along with other things, I am an emotional eater, or I am a recovering emotional eater. So I used up all of my emotions, whether I was depressed or not, into my food. And due to that, I gained a lot of weight. I was about 30 to 40 pounds in my head overweight, so I needed change. And at the time I was filled with excuses on why I couldn't work out. I had 2 children who I didn't want to steal time away from them. I wanted to be present for them, so I was going to be the best mom I could be. And because I came home from work and I had to do lesson planning and scores and testing and planning again and getting, writing emails and responding to everything else, I didn't have a lot of free time. So whatever free time I had, I gave it to my kids. And it came to cooking and cleaning and overworked, right? So this opportunity came around, and it seemed that it was going to be the answer to my problems, which is help me work out at home, eliminate the idea that I had to go to a fitness program, a gym, pay for a trainer, and I can just do what I needed to do from home. And I love Shakeology from the moment I tasted it, so it became a no-brainer. And then within my 3 weeks of being a coach, I came in as a discount coach because I wanted to, I knew I was going to need to lose anywhere from 30 to 40 pounds. So why not get the discount on my way? So Saudi had shared with me the Compound Effect, and that book, audio, an hour driving to work and from work, changed my life literally. Like, there were so many aha moments in the car that I just had to make a change. So it all starts up here, and that's the focus of my talk with you today. I've had not only a physical transformation, but my transformation has been bigger on the inside than you can see on the out. I have had to use the opportunity of becoming a flexible person and not being so strict with myself. I was very type A personality. Everything in my life was planned. I've been very good on schedule. I'm a very routine like person. So life threw curveballs at me. And if you can imagine, taking the floor out of your ground and leaving you hanging, and with no other choice but to just go with it, to let go and go with whatever God's plan was for you. And I'm not going to go into that because that's not part of the call. But I learned to become flexible in the journey. And that's why I feel passionate about sharing with you why setting new goals and being willing to change is essential in order for you to be successful as a coach. As you know, our core purpose in Beachbody is to help people achieve their goals, to live a healthy and a fulfilling life. Now, notice how it's not you. So you have to take yourself out of the picture for a moment because you're doing something that will improve your life, but you have to put other people first. And that comes with a price. And that comes, if you're going to put other people first, that comes with a price of willing to change. So I don't know about you, but I look around my surroundings and I want people to change. Like I want people to be more kind. I want people to take more care of themselves. I want people to wake up and be positive. Like I get frustrated and pissed off when people speak about all like the horrible things that are happening in their lives, and all you hear out of their mouth is complaints and complaints. As a matter of fact, when I worked in my teacher job, I would stop going into the teacher lounge because all it was a big bash against others. And all I kept thinking about was, what are you doing to change? Like, what are you doing to change? Because we could point fingers at a lot of people and we can say, oh, so-and-so should definitely be better at this point in their lives. But how about you? You may not see it, but you need change. The problem is that it's easier to inspire other people to change by telling them what to do without putting in the action. So it has to come first from you, and you have to take the role of a role model. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to be proof that change can happen by your actions. So you are a coach and you are leading people to live healthy and fulfilling lives. You cannot expect to lead people if you don't know where you're going yourself. So whether you have a plan to cover the cost of your Shakeology, if you're in this cut group, you want to make this business work. Therefore, you want to create a team of leaders that will walk with you along the journey. But you have to know, where is it that you're going? Why do you want to go there? And what is your purpose when you get there, right? So that's your goal. Your goal at the end of the line has to match up with a vision, and the vision is to help people achieve the goals that they've set for themselves, which is to live a healthy and fulfilling life. You're going to help them by the goals that you set for yourself. Whichever timeline you set, as Saudi mentioned, she was talking and I was like, oh gosh, she's talking about exactly what I'm going to be sharing in a few. But you have to have a plan of action, just not with intent. I love it when people say, I wake up today and my intent is to be successful. Well, if you stayed in bed and you didn't do an action step that is going to make you be successful today, then it's not going to happen by the grace of the air. You have to actually do something, and it's gonna hurt. So we're all so excited about change, and we're so excited about being Diamond, and we're so excited about having huge teams, and we're excited that we can make a lot of money in this business. We're excited because we are change agents, and we take that word so lightly, yet we do not embrace the fact that the first agent that has to go through the process of change is the vehicle itself. And the other day I was listening to to someone tell a story, and they're like, it's funny that it was a pastor. He's speaking about the people who go to church, and most people go to church because they want a better life for themselves. But the truth of the matter is, he preaches every single day and nobody really pays attention. Sort of like when you go to the dentist and the dentist tells you that it helps you if you floss daily. I mean, you would even save years from your life if you floss, but you say, oh, I don't like to floss, that just takes too much time. So you don't really want to live, because if extending your years requires for you to floss, then you choose not to floss because you don't want to live long. And this one is gonna hurt, okay? But you're in this program, you started off because you needed change in your health, in your fitness, in your finances, and in your mindset. Because if everything would have been perfect, you would not need change in your life. Yet you choose to take the things that feel comfortable to you. Like maybe not drinking Shakeology every single day of your life. That's part of your plan if you want to be successful and get cut in this business. You must listen to personal development 15 to 20 minutes a day, because as Norris mentioned yesterday, unless you believe in yourself, there is nothing that you can do that will help you become successful, because it will be handed to you in a silver platter and you won't recognize it, because your mind is so filled with negativity and opposition that you can't embrace it. So personal development and Shakeology are two of the tools that have been provided for us, and they are at the core. Yet we choose to just drink Shakeology 5 days a week because we're gonna drink the weekends. Or we choose to just water the Shakeology down a little bit because we think it's too expensive, but we want other people to purchase it from us so that we can make an income. We choose to listen to podcasts because it's easier to listen to a podcast than to sit down and actually read a book, take notes, and put to action what you learn. We say that we're going to take on a fitness program, but, and I'm guilty for this, when it says for you to do core work, you skip it because those are 10 minutes that you can use watching TV. Or you don't have 10 minutes to put in for your ab work. Or if it says that you should be stretching, you choose not to stretch because you don't have time, and then you complain that you are not as flexible in your workouts because you're not following the fitness program as it was designed. The fitness program is set for you to work out 5 to 6 days a week, yet you choose to cut it down to 3 days or 4 days. But then you do not see the results as other people see the results, and you complain that this doesn't work for you. But the fact of the matter is, you've started this because you wanted change. You set your goals that you are going to lose 10, 15 pounds. You're going to trim 16 inches off of your waist. And when it gets to the part of doing the change, you say, oh no, that's too hard. I can't do that because it's too hard. It means I need to wake up earlier. It means I need to sacrifice the food I'm putting in my mouth. It means that I need to prioritize. Oh, that's too hard. I'd rather give up. And in the giving up, you are showing that you really don't want change. You want things that are easy. And that is, in essence, why this is a business that is designed to help you live a fulfilled life. Because if you are able to put in order those 4 places in your life, you will become unstoppable. And it's not going to happen overnight because you have a lot of things that need to be taken off of those layers. So don't think it's going to happen. It's going to take some time for you to actually see them. But if you make a choice to grow, here's the thing. You get into your fitness plan, you stick to it, you'll see results, and you're going to get a transformation story out of your hard work, out of your consistency. Now you're going to be able to speak with conviction and with confidence, and you're going to be able to tell people to come and join you because you believe in the product. You've believed it yourself because you went through it. So nobody can tell you that something works or doesn't work because you've done it and you know the ins and the outs of it. People can't tell you that Shakeology tastes bad because you've tried all the recipes that there are. So you know how to help them. You are the agent of change. When people tell you that personal development doesn't work, you're able to share with them your processes. You're able to share with them that when you listen to this book, you're able to follow through with this guideline. And look, I read this book and this is what I learned from it. So you take what you're learning and you teach it forward. So now you're being a positive agent of change. You're not adding to the negativity. If someone tells you, oh, you know what, Unides, the thing is that I just don't feel like this is for me. No, you know what it is? That you're not willing to pay the price of consistency and disciplining your life so that you can see it through. And you have to give it a name, because when you give it a name, you basically disarm the person and they have to own up to their own excuses. When people tell me, Unides, I haven't lost a pound, and I'll say to them, let's talk about your nutrition. How many containers have you eaten today? And most of them will say that they are not eating the containers because they think it's too much food. So that I will say to them, then you're not interested in learning the process, because the system works, but you have to put it to work. So it is a little bit hard to put that and understand it, but it is worth implementing it, because not only will you become a stronger leader, but your word will mean much more to others. So we all want to cover the cost of our own Shakeology. We want to tell people what is it that we do, but unless we share and we are vocal and we project that this is actually working in our lives, and we share with people how it is that it is impacting us, then nobody will be interested in being part of whatever it is you do, because you're keeping it a secret. And if it's a secret, then it must be something worth hiding, not something worth celebrating. So you have an opportunity at hand. And I'll be the first one to say that I had to learn this. So this is the reason why you must be willing to learn and accept and embrace change. I, for one, started this business when I was 4 years ago. My first coach was my sister Norris and a coworker of mine, because at the time I wanted to be an emerald, because Saudi said that I needed to become an emerald. So I just followed directions and I became an emerald. And I really just wanted to follow, to cover the cost of my Shakeology, because at the time I had a full-time job, I had a secure income, I had insurance, I didn't have much to worry about. But then 6 months into my journey, life happened. Life threw me a curveball that I could not expect. I was not waiting for it, I wasn't planning for it. So now the idea, the goal of covering the cost of my Shakeology now became, I need to make at least $500 to $1,000 every single week so that I can cover the cost of life. Now I was looking to pay the rent of my home. Now I was looking to put food on the table for my children, because now I was not healthy enough to work a full-time job as a teacher, because my anxiety level was too high and I needed to be medicated. So instead of being now going through the process and doing this for the financial to cover just Shakeology, my goal changed. My activity level went a little bit higher. Now I wasn't just wanting to be an emerald. Now I was looking for the idea to build my diamond plan. And I built it over and over and over again. And it was as simple as hitting Success Club 5, then Success Club 10, until I was able to hit Success Club 33 one month. And I proved to myself 3 months into the business that if I could do Success Club 33, why was I holding myself back on hitting Success Club 5? So then I set the expectation that every month from there on over, I was going to be at a Success Club 20, whether it rained, shined, or snowed. So then I had lots of sleepless nights, but I wasn't sleeping anyway, and I wanted to go to work. I didn't want to go to work, so I had one choice to make, and that was to make this business work. And I did, and I went to work. How? I learned. I was open to learning. I was open to whatever worked for somebody else to try it for myself. Immediately, I opened up a challenge group when I had 3 people. And I hosted it with my sister and my coworker. And together we built up, we actually added 2 other success partners from Saudi's team, and we built a group. And people said, you just need to host a challenge group every single month. That's exactly what I did. I followed and listened to lots of YouTube videos, and I Googled and I learned and I applied. Did I make a fool out of myself? Yes. Have I gotten blocked off of Facebook? Yes. Have I lost friends off of this opportunity? Yes. Have I had people start on this business willing to do whatever it takes and then turn around and say this is not for them and then blame me because they weren't successful? Yes. Have I built this business in 4 years to 5-star, dropped to 2-star, back up to 5-star, be able to have enough people in my downline to be a 10-star team, and look at everyone and see potential in people, yet not know what on earth is holding them back? That is me. But you don't see me put down my head and say I have to wait till my team decides to rank advance. I have to wait till my team decides to hit Success Club. Unfortunately, no, because I need to bring food to my table. I do not want to go back to working for the Board of Education. And if you want to put me in a very bad pickle, send me to work or do a parent-teacher conference, and I will immediately come home and hit Success Club. That's my monster in the closet. And I choose every single day to make this my priority. How am I making it my priority? Is very simple. I set the goal that I'm going to follow a fitness program. I set the goal on every month that I'm going to read a personal development book and apply it. Right now, I am in between these two babies. This one right here has taught me how to change my mind and how to stop waiting on other people and start doing for myself. This one, I just got it and I can't put it down. It is definitely the roadmap to success, whether you're in fitness, nutrition, or mindset. So I focus on doing something that is going to elevate me to the next step. And that's the way that I am setting goals. And honestly, I set a goal that I'm going to be successful. If you want to put a number, if you want to say you want to be a 10-star diamond coach and you want to be elite, that's awesome. If you want to be a 15-star coach, if you want to be a top producer, if you want to be you want to be a diamond. You want to set the goal in mind. Now, don't let the goal be the ruler and the one who defines the way you walk. Because at the end of the day, the goals will defeat you, because the goal doesn't depend on you. The goal depends on your actions. And if you allow your actions to stop because you're not meeting your goals, then you're never going to meet your goals. You get what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. So there's a big lie that I had to learn about. And that is, if you write a goal, it's going to happen. Like, you write it and it happens. Listen, let me tell you the truth. You will write a goal every single month that you're going to do something, and you're probably going to meet that goal sometimes. Sometimes you're not going to meet it. You're going to wait until the next month and do the same goal again and hope that you meet it. If you have no ideas on how to set a goal, think of your leadership ladder as a way to set the goal. So if you need Success Club 5 so that you can move up in the ladder rung, then consider that a goal. Then if that month your following goal is to hit Success Club 10, then consider that a goal. But then if your leadership ladder says that for the following month you should be a team builder, figure out how many leaders you need in that to become a team leader. And then set that as your goal. Let that be your focus. Now, obviously, if you don't have people on your team to help you have enough team leaders, then you can't sit there and wait for them. You have to go out there and start recruiting and finding people. But I don't have people. I don't attract people. Well, then you have another idea, which is you're going to become who you want to attract. You need to become who you want to attract. And that was one of the biggest lessons I have learned, not only this year, but as of last year. I was hoping to get people who were exactly like me, who were hustlers, who were people who were fearless and who would go against the world and make a stance for something that they truly believed in. But unfortunately, that is very slim to none to find. But that is also in the way I was projecting myself. Because if I'm always speaking about defeat and feeling down and feeling, that nobody loves me and feeling that I don't know it, I don't have good leadership, then that's what I'm attracting into my life. When I stopped saying that and I started accepting the fact that I am a leader, that I have abundance in me, that I was called to be the head and not the tail, that I have knowledge in me, and that there are systems in my business that I am able to share to someone so that they can put in place and be successful. I can teach anyone how to follow a fitness program from the beginning to the end and see results because I have seen it through. Can teach someone how to hit Success Club every single month because I have done so. And that's basically what it takes. And then I have learned to use personal development as my guide so that I can become a better version of myself. Sometimes I don't know what to say. And then I'll look into the book, and whatever it inspires me to say, that's how I speak. I can't speak from something that I have not experienced. So I am an open book and I share my journey with my audience. Why? Because when I share with my audience, that's how I will connect with people who are overcomers. I will connect with people who want more out of life. I will connect with people who don't want to live off of other people's circumstances, who want to actually slap fear in the face and decide that this is their time. That's how. But I have to act upon it. I have to be proof of it. I have to show up every single day, whether my world is crumbling and whether my world is sunny, because it doesn't depend on my emotions. It depends on action. And action will be stopped if you depend on your emotions. This is a very emotion-driven type of business because you love on people and you want the best for people. But you can't want this more for people than they want it for themselves. And this is a process where it's not sexy. And change is going to take time, but change comes with the desire to discipline yourself and to own your actions day in and day out. So if I set the goal that I'm going to hit Success Club 20, you better believe that from the beginning of the month till the end of the month, my actions will be geared towards hitting Success Club 20. If I said that this year I was going to end at a 10-star diamond coach, well, I have to sit back and reflect and say, okay, I haven't done a coach opportunity call. So maybe I should up that by 2. Maybe if I'm doing 2 and I'm still not recruiting enough, maybe I should do it 4 times. Because the more visible I am, the more present I am in other people's lives, the more I will be able to express what it is that I do and invite more people, because this is all about more people, being in contact with more people. If by the middle of the month I'm at Success Club 10 and I feel like, wow, I don't have enough contacts on my list, I need to start talking to more people. I can't post a good post and wait for them to come and like it and comment and tell me that they're interested. No. By the fact that they actually liked my post or are in my friend list, that gives me permission to go ahead and start a conversation with them. Because I have solutions for their problems. All I need to do is get talking with them to understand what it is that they need to do to get out of their own problems. Because I have experience where they need it. So here's the thing. You are going to set many goals. And perhaps you set a goal at the beginning of the year and you feel like, oh, I'm not even going to write it on a piece of paper because it's not even worth it. I've written it 10 times because we're on month 10 and I'm not even close to it. So why even go ahead and try it again? Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you don't write it, you're going to stand still. And then what are you going to do? You're not going to work your business. You're not going to do your fitness. You're not going to drink Shakeology. And you're not going to share about the opportunity. So then now you're pushing yourself back 10 steps behind. where you would have been if you would have continued doing the same action steps that you said you were going to do in the beginning of the year. Whether you make it or not, that's nobody's business. The only thing that should matter at this point is the fact that you're doing the daily activities that will bring you closer to your goal. That's it. The rest will happen because you're focused on your actions that will bring you closer to your goals. Period blank. We overthink it because we feel like, oh, but I wrote down the goal, so it should just happen just like that. It's not like if you're going to the supermarket that you know that the supermarket is across the street and you just got to turn to the right and turn to the left and you got there. It's not as simple as that. You're working with people and you're helping people make changes and you're helping people have results and you're helping people change their mindset. So you're becoming that change of agent. So guess what happens? You're going to have to decide not to feel defeated, not to let it break you, let it make you. Let it turn you into a better leader. Let it turn you into a better teacher. Let it turn you into a better entrepreneur. If you say that this business works, then get into the trenches, teach yourself so that then you can teach somebody else. Because unless you teach yourself, you can't expect somebody to come and learn from you. Because what are you going to teach them? You have not gained any knowledge, any confidence to give back to other people. I gotta keep going. So your reaction to whether you make your goals or you let them break you is the way you accept and embrace it. So you are either gonna learn from the goal that you didn't meet because you're gonna become better, or you're gonna take it's too hard, I'm gonna quit. Because I have kids and I feel like I'm taking my time away from them. And I feel like my family is suffering because I'm working on my business for Beachbody. And I feel like I'm taking too much time working on myself. So my family is being affected because now I'm a more positive mom. So I'm gonna stop being a coach. And I'm gonna go be depressed. And I'm gonna go drink my life away because that's better. I'm gonna quit. I know that I have a lot of people who come to me and tell me, you know what, Unides, I love what you do, but I can't do what you do. And I say to them, I understand. I accept. The reason why I do what I do with so much passion is because I know what it feels like to be depressed, to feel like you're stuck in life, like your feet is planted on cement, and if you move that way, it's stuck, and if you move that way, you're stuck, and if you go forward, you're stuck. So all you gotta do is look up and be like, whatever you decide, I'm doing. So you guide me, you take me, and I'm gonna go. I know what that feels like, and I know what defeat feels like, and I know when you have all your securities down pack and everything breaks in front of you, and the only thing you have is your vision for your life, that you said that when you were a little girl, you were not going to be una mediocre. Because you understand that you were meant for greatness and you're not gonna allow circumstances to come. I've always been one that I said I wasn't going to be a statistic. And when my marriage was going to crumble to pieces, I said I will be the last one out of this marriage. But at least I know I will do everything in my power to change. And I did. I focused on changing me. Whatever happened, happened. But I focused on changing myself. And that's when I started to see a shift. When I started to embrace the pain and grow from it. When I started to look at where was I supposed to be and where were my actions taking me. And that's how I saw a shift. I saw a shift in my health. I saw a shift in my finances. I saw a shift in my relationship. I saw a shift in the way that I handle myself. And I can get emotional because that pisses me off when people tell me, I just think it's too hard. Well, you know what? You choose your hard. You choose it because you're either going to stay in bed ridden because you chose to have fear and let fear drive your life. Fear sucks. Fear sucks and it will paralyze you if you allow it, but it can also fuel you. And I know because I have been the biggest scary cat that you can imagine. But God has broken some amazing chains in my life. And he can do it to you too, but you gotta put yourself at the door. Check yourself out. Check yourself out. Because it's not gonna happen if you don't. You're gonna have to stay open to change and to stay open to grow, not only as an individual, but to open and grow as a coach. Don't always lean back and like wait for your coach or your upline to be the one who goes ahead of you. There were times when Saudi would tell me, Uniris, you need to host a coach opportunity. And I was like, oh God, and how do you do that? And I had to go on, and now we go live on these coach opportunities. And my heart trembles. I tremble when I do this. I don't like doing this. I rather live in my own little cocoon and do what I know to do. And if anybody wants to do it, hey, just follow the lead and do the same thing. But in order to grow, I need to teach. And in order to teach, I need to learn. And when I learn, I teach 2 times. I learn for myself, and then I learn and I teach it to somebody else. You become good by doing. I would sweat that if you wrung my hands, you would feel the sweat dripping off of my hands. I would turn beet red when I had to do presentations, and I still do. Because it's out of my comfort zone. But I learned that out of my comfort zone, that's where I grow. So I'm looking for spaces to grow. It's the thing, like put it all into like, it all goes up in the same thing. In your fitness, if you can only do 4 push-ups, you push yourself to do 8, and then you're gonna see yourself doing 12 because you're constantly striving for more. But if you get stuck, you're gonna get stuck at 4. And I'm so tired. I couldn't continue. It hurts. If it doesn't hurt, it's not gonna change you. So it has to change you, and it has to hurt, period. So you're feeling that you don't know because you don't have a lot of people to talk to, then find more people to talk to. There is a plethora of information on YouTube, Google, and all of these trainings that Saudi is like the master seeker of training that will give you and provide for you the tools you need to become successful. The only thing is that, as I said at the beginning, you're going to choose whether you're going to do it or not. You can half-ass it or you can full-ass it and get the best results. If you don't know how to speak about the opportunity, educate yourself. I love listening to Cristina Delgado's YouTube videos. She has a whole library of all her sneak peeks, and that's how I take notes. I speak on what she does. I write things down so that I don't go places. I keep things in order, because if I speak out of the top of my head, you're not going to understand a single thing I want to say. So I learned that I need to keep my bullet points in front of me so that I know what I'm doing. Keep in mind that you can't control what other people do. All you can control is what you do. So you're going to bring in a lot of people into your business as clients, as challengers, and you can't control whether they press play or not. You can control whether you press play or not. You can control whether you see results or not. You can't control whether they're going to hit Success Club or not, but you can control if you're going to hit Success Club or not. You can't control if they're going to rank advance, or if they're going to achieve bonus ranks, or if they're going to get to 15-star diamond. You can't. It's out of your control. But you are in control of you hitting Success Club, you doing the activities that take you there, and then sharing that with your team. Because de nada te vale, it's not going to serve you any good if you're going to keep it to yourself. And that's the biggest thing. Check your ego at the door. It's not a secret. Whatever you do to hit Success Club, share it with your team. Share it with your team. Share it with your team. If you have an image that works for you, share it with your team. Share it with your team, because chances are that if it worked for you, it's going to work for them. There's no secret sauce in here. Everybody's looking for the secret formula. It doesn't exist. The secret formula is in giving, is in serving, and is in doing. Period. You're going to fail. Absolutely. It's going to happen. But you know what? You're going to grow and you're going to learn. And then you're going to look back and you're going to be like, that's just a little ups. This is una tormenta. That's a little storm. It's going to pass because I've already gone through a few of those. No storm will last forever. Everything in life is temporary, even life itself. So make sure you live it to the most. Don't be so stuck on the goals that they ride your life and that they depress you. I learned that. Thursdays have been very difficult for me. I have had to learn to embrace Thursdays because that's when rank advance is lost. That's when people cancel their coach accounts. That's when you feel the big stabs in your heart because you're like, oh my God, but I thought she was loving the process. And they're gone without explanations. But you've learned that it's not your fault that they're not ready for change. You've learned to control the controllable, which is you, and you input in here the teflon, the protection that is going to guard you from all negativity, that is going to defeat you, that will then push you back in your actions, that won't let you get to your goals. See how it all works together? Yeah. And if you need an extra dose, just punch some things out. Like go to work and work out and sweat it off. And at the end of the day, get together with your coach, get together with your team, find a success partner, and deal with it. Because most of us have this issue where things get tough and we hide. We hide because it's tough. But the problem is that if we don't face our giants, we're not gonna overcome them. So sometimes you need somebody to speak truth into your life. And like, for example, we have success partners. Sometimes I'll speak and I'll call her out. I'll speak with Denise and I'll be like, I just need to vent for a moment because I'm having one of those days. And Denise will speak life into me and she will see things that I don't see for myself. And then I'm like, okay, so at least I'm on the right track. And I'll do the same thing for her. I'll do the same thing for my sister. I will do that with a lot of people who have reached out to me and said, look, this is what's happening for me. I feel like this isn't working for me. What am I doing wrong? And I would do the same because we are willing and open for change. And if you are in chats, which I'm sure Sally has placed you in 1 or 20 chats, you have a support system that can help you overturn the issue. So I have an assignment for you. And basically Saudi started speaking about it. And we are all assigned this book. And the call to action today is going to be to actually sit down and establish what is your goal. Shame on you because I did ask you to post your goals right below my card where I said last night that I was going to come in. And nobody really posted what their goals are for the next 12 weeks. So if you have not, go in and put in what your goal is. But then now you're going to actually sit down and write down what are those goals. So on page 97, this book, page 97, it is going to ask you to define your 4 goals for the next 12 weeks. You have to come up with why you're doing it because I don't like it when people tell me now I have to get my act together because I'm attracting people to my business. No, you must do this even if you're not attracting people to your business. Your why cannot be based on people coming into your business. You're going to lose it very quickly. Your why has to be so deep that you can't sleep at night. Your why has to be so deep that when you think about what your life would be like if you did not have this opportunity at hand, you don't know where you would be. Your why has to be so specific that you may not only have one, you may have a few whys, and you may have them in different places so that something sparks it and lets you know. It's almost like an alarm goes off. Remember why you're doing this. Because if you don't know why you're doing this, you're simply being like a fool. You're going with the wind. If people are with you, you're with them. If people fall, you fall. If people are interested, you're interested. If people are no longer interested, you're no longer interested. You must remain stern, firm, founded, grounded in your why. And that becomes immovable. Nothing will move you from that because it's your why. It doesn't depend on people. It depends on whatever drives you in here. So you're going to read page 97 through 100. And there are some questions there that you're going to answer, like what actions will you struggle with? What will you do to overcome these struggles? Not what is your upline going to do? What are you going to do? Because at the end of the day, you can take a horse to drink water, but you're never going to make him drink unless he's really thirsty and he wants water. Because out of there, he's going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. So, share your goals in this group because we are your accountability partners, and or tell your upline, find a success partner, somebody that is going to remind you. Listen to this. It's not that this person is responsible for keeping you to your goals. This person will kindly remind you what happened. You said you were going to end the year at 2-star. You said you were going with me to the leadership retreat. You said you were going to blankety blanket. What happened? Oh, the thing is that I started 10 people last month and 5 quit. Oh. And because of that, now your why stopped? No. Oh, because of that, now you don't have to put food on your table? Oh. No, right? So then you still have to remain focused, but stay flexible in learning what is it that you're doing that is not clicking. What is it that you're doing that is not working? And get to work. Because this is not a business where you're going to be a rich quick scheme overnight, because it takes time. And it's the way I look at it. If you have an education and you've been through a master's program, you went through 3 years of difficult study, and it's mostly independent study. And if you're able to do something like that, there's nothing that can stop you. You have to. You have to be there. Remember that you are going to write a goal, but that goal is not going to be your Unides Estevez Estevez Elite 2015 and Unides Estevez 2017 Elite Superstar Coach. And if somebody sees me in the street, I'm going to have to cover my eyes because they know I didn't make it to Superstar Elite 2017. It's not up to them. Who knows? Miracles happen. I could wake up as a superstar coach tomorrow. I'm definitely doing the work. I'm putting myself out there. All I can do is control me. The rest will happen if it's meant to be, when it's meant to be. But it's not up to me to decide that I'm going to sit here and wait for a very sunny day for me to go and put a selfie up on my face. If I don't have a current selfie, you better believe I'm going to recycle one. I'm going to clean up my spot and I'm going to use a lighted room and I'm going to take lots of pictures because that's how my business grows. I'm going to go shopping. I'm going to try out new things and I'm going to share with people my vision for the future. I'm going to share with people what I expect to get out of this. And then I'm going to invite them to come in and to join me. And I think I went over my 30 minutes, but I had a lot to say. So I'm done. I'm going to stay on for like a few 5 minutes if you can. I was going to look at my phone, but if you have any questions, feel free to comment them below. And I'm going to just go up. I guess being in this for 4 years now, it just helps to be real and not to sugarcoat anything. Because at the end of the day, if you really want this, you have to be able to put yourself through the process and understand that there's nothing better that is going to come out of it than a better version of you. Maybe you won't have 6 figures in your bank, but you're definitely going to have a stronger, more confident self. and you're going to be self-driven, and nobody will have to remind you of your goals. Because all you need is to know the framework of how to get there. And at the end of the day, you put in the work and actions don't lie. I'll leave you with this. This is going to blow your mind away. So I'm going to close out with that. Basically, we've all started this business, and most of the time I'm one that struggles with the idea that I haven't created a duplicatable leadership, right? So I don't have a lot of duplicatable leaders. So my thing is, I could be defeated in my own mindset, thinking that I'm doing something wrong because I'm not duplicating myself. But unfortunately, thanks to Kim, he was able to help me understand that there is no clone machine ever invented that will create me again. There's only one of me. I can only duplicate the systems that I already have in place. The only thing that is allowed to be duplicatable in this business is the systems you create. So I'm going to ask you to duplicate results. Fitness-driven results. Nutrition-driven results. Stop being the type of coach that talks about being fit and healthy, but yet your home life describes a whole different health. Walk the talk. Be duplicating how you hit Success Club 5. Start at Success Club 5 every single month, and then help your team do Success Club 5 every single month. That is duplicating a system. Read a book, put it to practice, share it every single day on your social media, put it to practice. And recognize the people in your life who are doing the right thing day in and day out. Recognize the people who are locking elbow to elbow with you and who are going to work day in and day out with you, whether it is in their fitness, because you have clients and challengers in your challenge groups that you don't highlight because perhaps they're not working the business, but they came in because they needed support in their fitness. Whether you put them as a discount coach or they're a working coach, that's not their fault. You recognize good habits where they happen. Recognize success when it happens. Recognize the people in your downline who are alive and who are doing things to make themselves grow. And those are the people who check in the team page. Those are the people who present themselves with knowledge and share ideas and become team members. Start duplicating that, and we'll talk again in December. And you tell me if you haven't moved further ahead in your goals than would you have if you had stayed sitting down waiting for the right people to show up. And with that, make it a successful day, and I'll come back later to check in.